Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about dilution. Dilution is very important when it comes to perfumery because without it you are going to flop your fragrance formula and your formulation. You won't be able to recreate whatever it is you've created, and it's going to make your work very messy. So some raw materials you have to dilute them down. Some raw materials you can use them neat, they are fine. Some you just need a tiny amount of it, and depending on how overpowering the raw material is, sometimes you have to bring it down to 1% for it to be able to work in the formula you are creating. So this method I'm going to be teaching is you can use it for both liquid raw material, viscous raw material, or generally all perfumery raw material. This is a basic dilution knowledge you need to know, and it is a kind of a little bit of mathematics, but not that bulky. So here I have benzyl acetate with me at 50% and also benzyl acetate at 10% in DPG. This is my solvent here. This is DPG, so you can use depending on the type of solvent you're working with. If you're working with perfumer's alcohol, you can use your perfumer's alcohol and so on like that. 50% dilution. So 50% dilution basically means that I have half the neat raw material and half the solvent. So 50% dilution means half neat raw material and half solvent. So now this is, let me assume this is a 5 ml. Yes, this was a 5 ml when I did it, but I've almost, I think I just have about 2 ml left here. So to create a 5 ml 50% dilution, what do we need? What we need is we need 2.5 ml solvent and then plus 2.5 ml neat raw material. So that is basically what we need. We need 2.5 ml the solvent, which is our DPG, and 2.5 ml the neat raw material. And let me use gram for easy because your scale is going to be in gram, not ml, so that it can be easy like that. Let me use gram. So 2.5 gram. So once you get your 2.5 gram solvent plus 2.5 gram your neat raw material, that is basically 50% dilution, because this is half. When they come together, it's going to give you 5 ml, and that is 50% dilution. But now we want to bring this 50% dilution down to like 10% dilution. So we want to reduce 50% dilution to 10% dilution in a volume of 5 ml. So the total volume we are creating again is still 5 ml, but we are bringing down this 50% to 10%, like I have here. And we can also bring it down to 20%. We can bring it down to 15%. This formula is going to work for whatever percentage you're trying to bring down your raw material. So this is the basic formula. So the formula we're going to be using here is C1 V1 equals to C2 V2. C1 is the concentrate of the main raw material that we are using, which is 50%. We have it at 50%. V1 is the volume that we are going to take from this 50% to achieve what we want to achieve. This V1 is unknown. We don't know how many quantity you are going to remove from here to get 10% dilution. And then C2 is the concentrate of what we are trying to achieve, which is 10%. And then V2 is the total volume of what we are trying to achieve, which is 5 ml. Let me put gram, sorry, I'm used to ml. 5 gram. So that is easy like that. So C1 V1 equals to C2 V2. We know what our C1 is. We don't know V1. We know what C2 and V2 is. So now we are going to make V1 the subject of the formula, which is going to be V1 equals to C2 V2 over C1. Very easy. So we just input the figures. So V1 equals to C2 is 10%, which is 10, times V2, which is 5, over C1, which is 50. This got this, we have 1, we have 5, this got this. So 1 times 1, this equals to 1. This implies that V1 equals to 1 gram. So now to bring down this 50% dilution to 10% dilution, we'll be needing 1 gram of this 50% dilution. So we are going to be needing 1 gram of 50% dilution to achieve 10% dilution of 5 gram total volume, because the volume of what we are trying to create will determine the quantity of what we are removing. Because we are creating 5 gram total dilution, that is why we are removing 1 gram. So if you are taking from this 50% dilution to create a 10% dilution of a 10 gram total volume, what you are going to do is that you're going to change your V2 to be 10 gram. And also, if you are removing from this 50% dilution to achieve 1% dilution, what you need to do is to change your C2 to what? 1%. And this formula again, from this 10% dilution, you can go on again and bring it down to 1%, bring it down to 5%. You just need to change the parameters where you need to change them. So this is the easiest way to do this dilution. No matter the concentration, no matter the percentage of the concentrate that you're working with, you can keep on bringing it. You can dilute it down to 1%, 0.5%, 0.1%. This formula is what you need to understand and digest. This formula is very, very easy. Yes, C1 V1 C2 V2, but if you don't know which is who, it's going to be very difficult. So your C1 is the concentrate, is the percentage of the concentrate of the raw material that you have. If your concentrate is 100%, like neat, you are going to put 100 there. The V1 is the volume of what you are going to remove to achieve the new concentrate that you want. That one, you don't know it. But your C2, of course, you know the percentage of what you want, or the dilution you are trying to achieve. Is it 10%? Is it 5%? Is it 2%? That's what you're going to put here. And the V2 is total volume of the new dilution you are trying to create. Is it 5 gram? Is it 2 gram? Is it 100 gram? Is it 10 gram? So that's what you're going to put here. So with that, you master the art of dilution. So that's going to be everything for this video. So make sure when you get your raw material, you dilute it down. You can play with it from 50%, you take it down to 10%, you take it down to 1%, you take it down to 0.1%, and so on and so forth. So bye bye, see you in my next video.